The desert night was quiet, lit by 1,000 stars that shimmered like diamonds spilled across black velvet. The moon cast a pale glow over the dunes, painting them silver as the wind whispered secrets through the sand. In a bustling town not far from the edge of the desert, lanterns flickered along narrow streets. Merchants packed away their wares, and guards patrolled the gates. But hidden within those shadows was a man whose name was known in whispers, some with admiration, some with fear. He was the clever thief. Unlike others who stole for greed or cruelty, this thief had a sharp mind and a playful spirit. He never harmed the poor, nor robbed the helpless. Instead, he targeted the arrogant, the rich who grew fat with wealth and treated others with disdain. To him, stealing was not just survival. It was a game of wit, a battle of cunning. And night after night, the city was his playground. One evening, as the crescent moon hung low, the clever thief stood at the edge of the market square. His eyes scanned the stalls and houses until they fell on a wealthy merchant's mansion, its windows glowing with golden light. This merchant was known for his greed, hoarding jewels and coins while refusing alms to the hungry. "A man who locks away treasure while children go hungry," the thief murmured, "deserves to learn a lesson." He wrapped a dark cloak around his shoulders and melted into the shadows. The mansion was guarded by tall gates and watchful men, but the thief's mind was sharper than any blade. With nimble fingers, he tossed a pebble far across the courtyard. The clatter drew the guards like moths to a flame, and while they chased the sound, the thief slipped over the wall like a shadow. Inside, the air smelled of roasted meat and sweet wine. Laughter echoed through the halls where the merchant feasted with his guests. The thief crept past the light, his bare feet silent on the polished stone. He found the treasure room easily, golden coins stacked in jars, silk cloths folded in piles, and jewels glittering under lamplight. His eyes sparkled, not with greed, but with the thrill of the challenge. He filled a small bag with coins, just enough to humble the merchant, not ruin him. But as he turned to leave, his sharp ears caught the sound of approaching footsteps. The guards were returning. His heart quickened, but his mind remained calm. In a flash, he blew out the lamp and crouched in the shadows. When the guards entered, puzzled by the darkness, the thief slipped behind them and vanished through the halls. By dawn, the merchant discovered his loss. Rage shook him as he shouted to his men, "Find the thief! I will not sleep until he is caught!" From that day, the city buzzed with guards. Every alley watched, every stranger questioned. But the clever thief did not falter. Weeks later, the thief set his sights on another target, the governor of the city himself. The governor was rich beyond measure, his palace dripping with gold. But more than wealth, he craved pride. He boasted that no thief in the world could ever outwit him. This boast reached the thief's ears, and he laughed softly to himself. "We shall see." That night, beneath the glow of lanterns, the thief approached the governor's palace. Guards circled its walls, torches burning bright. But the thief was clever not only with his hands, but with his tongue. Disguising himself as a traveling merchant, he walked boldly to the gates. "Halt!" the guards demanded. "I bring a gift for the governor," the thief said smoothly, holding out a small, ornate box, "a token of respect for his greatness." The guards, puffed with pride, led him inside. Before long, the thief stood before the governor himself, a tall man in silken robes, his fingers heavy with rings. "And what gift do you bring?" the governor asked. The thief bowed low, presenting the box. Inside was nothing but a simple clay cup. The governor frowned. "What trick is this? A cup?" The thief smiled. "Not just a cup, my lord. This cup belonged to a king who drank from it each morning to remind himself that even the simplest vessel can hold great wealth. For treasure is not in the cup, but in what you pour into it." The governor's frown melted into a smile, his pride stroked by the flattery. "Wise words," he admitted. "Leave the cup here, and you may go." That night, while the governor boasted to his guests of the clever gift, the thief slipped back into the palace through a hidden passage he had discovered earlier. With the guards distracted, he reached the governor's chambers and carefully took a handful of jewels from a golden chest. As he departed, he left a note in their place. "Even the richest cup is emptier than a greedy man's heart." By morning, the palace was in an uproar. The governor held the note in trembling hands, fury and shame mingling on his face. "Find this man," he cried. "Bring him to me." The city's guards searched day and night, but the thief was like the wind. And yet, in his pride, the governor set a trap. He announced a great feast, declaring, "Let all come, rich or poor, for I will show that no thief can mock me again." The thief, hearing this, could not resist. On the night of the feast, he disguised himself as a servant and slipped into the governor's palace once more. But as he carried trays of fruit and poured goblets of wine, he noticed something strange. The guards' eyes lingered too long, their steps too sharp. The governor sat with a smile too tight, watching the crowd. The thief realized it was a trap, but his heart beat not with fear, but excitement. The game was on. When the governor rose to boast of his wealth, the thief acted. With swift hands, he tipped over a golden tray, sending food scattering across the floor. The crowd gasped, guards rushed forward, and in that chaos, the thief leapt onto a table and pulled off his disguise. "There is your boast fulfilled," he cried, laughing. "The clever thief has dined with you in your very hall." Gasps and shouts filled the palace as the thief dashed toward a window, vaulting out before the guards could reach him. He landed in the courtyard, rolled across the grass, and disappeared into the night, leaving only his laughter behind. The governor, red with fury, could only shake his fist, for the thief had once again proved that wit is stronger than pride. And so, the clever thief lived on, his name whispered in alleys and sung in secret songs. Some called him a criminal, others a hero, but all agreed on one thing: no lock could hold him, no wall could stop him, and no rich man's pride could withstand his wit. The tale of the clever thief teaches us that true strength does not lie in riches or power, but in wisdom, courage, and cleverness. Wealth may fade, pride may fall, but wit and laughter can outlast them all. And if you enjoyed this Arabian folk tale, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more magical stories from around the world. And press the bell icon so you never miss a new tale. Here's a question for you. If you could outwit anyone, a king, a thief, or a greedy man, what trick would you play to teach them a lesson? Share your answer in the comments below.